It has been 453 days since now 16-year-old Sebastian Rogers vanished from his home in Hendersonville. His disappearance sparked national headlines, but now his father says the case is losing momentum. With National Missing Children's Day coming up on Sunday, he is raising his voice and demanding urgency. News 2's Caitlin.
I went and talked to neighbors, and every single one of them, every single one, welcomed me. And if they had video surveillance, they gave it to me. The only person that would not talk to me as the only person that had something to hide and wouldn't talk to me. You know, she has a son that's hiding and waiting for somebody in the dark, late night on the 25th. And there needs to be some explaining for that. I'll just leave it at that.
That we are going to keep searching, we are going to keep looking, we are going to find him, and we are going to bring him home.
Since we first aired the video last month, authorities have said no evidentiary value.
It is of no evidentiary value. It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No.
Why?
Because the investigation remains ongoing.
Yeah, I'm working on behalf of Sebastian. I am not, my client is Sebastian, and they're the guardians that have the ability to sign.
It just started. Hi, Dad. I know this has been a family, but tomorrow's picture day. So could you send some decent clothes over to me so that I can wear the decent clothes and be handsome for my birthday if we don't have decent clothes? Mom.
Because our heart is missing. He is my world. I need him. I need him back with me.
All right, welcome everybody for the second time. Let's hope this time it works. I'm sitting there having a live show by myself thinking you guys are all in here with me, but I thought it was kind of odd my little number that's over here was at 0, and I'm like, man, that's weird. Counter's not working. Oh, geez. I think I know what happened. Because I'm setting up a members live after, and anyway, I just blame YouTube. That's the black sheep. Anything goes wrong, we just blame YouTube. Anyway, but we're here now. I apologize. Little technical difficulties. It happens going streams, but anyway, we're here. Thank you to everybody. Happy Monday. I do apologize. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I am getting better. I got something in my eyeball. We knew you'd figure it out. Yeah, we get there. We've been here before, so usually it's a one or a few things, but yep. All right, guys. Today's main part of the live. So I got a hold of the helicopter footage. Was taken on the 27th, so that would be day 2. There's some some things that I kind of wanted to look for, and I thought it'd be great to have extra eyes as well. Now I know a lot of people are kind of wondering what's going on with, all the activity with the cemetery, and I can say that I have discovered new stuff in the footage. Unfortunately, I can't go into specific details at this time. Maybe during the members live, I could give a few little clues, tidbits. But some of the stuff I've discovered needs to be kind of kept secret for now. Of course, you guys, the second I can show it, you guys know I'll you guys will be the first to see it and have it explained. But there's, again, you guys will understand. I'm sure most of you will understand why certain details I'll have to kind of hold off until certain events happen, and then we will definitely, of course, explain them. But yeah, some big ones, in my opinion. So I'm really, really, really excited for what may come. But again, as all things, especially with cases like this, they take time, right? And of course, you guys know when the time is appropriate, we will go over it. But I will say, just to give you a little clue, just a little something. Sorry, a little bit of runny nose today. That on the 25th, there's some things that I've discovered. That's the night before he went missing. With these headlights, there's some things I didn't think about doing until over the weekend, and then when I had done them, they revealed some new things that I didn't even think about, looking at. As just like with the 3 AM footage, where it's taken me hundreds and hundreds of hours to, start the same 2-minute video, and then, it's taken me months to kind of come across other events and stuff like that. So be patient with me, but yes, it has to do with the vehicles. And again, during the members live, I could maybe kind of go into a little bit of more detail. And then, when the time is right, we'll reveal what we can. So anyway, I thought we'd go over again, like I said, go over the helicopter footage, which is taken on day 2. Just thinking here. Also, I thought while we're kind of watching it, I think it's like a 1-hour video that I got off another channel. And I thought while we're watching that, we could listen to Katie's interview with Duchess, just because I've only heard it a couple of times and haven't really fully examined it, but there are some things that I'm looking out for. And again, more eyes the better. And, our eyes are kind of on activities around the cemetery, the school. So not just the cemetery, it's kind of around the cemetery, right? Was there some kind of meet after he, did they take him from his home and then meet up at the cemeteries or school, do some things, and then leave. Uh, you know, Still many, many questions, but I believe the answers are there. We just have to slowly, piece them together, and the answers will come in time. So, and then on top of that, there's wonderful people in the chat that are working other leads that are doing such an amazing job. They know who they are, and again, it's a team effort. Um, yeah, I wish I could say so much more because today was a wild day. Because I discovered some stuff on Saturday or Sunday morning, and then today I discovered more, and that was with the help of some other people. And the timing of it was, like sometimes events happen. You're thinking of something, and maybe somebody calls you, and they start talking about that thing you were thinking about, and you wonder if that's like, some kind of divine intervention or something. It's or if things happen for a reason. I do believe that in that. And so, anyway, the timing couldn't have been more perfect. And again, I know some of you guys are probably like, "What are you talking about?" In due time, I will. But it's always prayers for Seth, with just the birthday, and then the anniversary, and then of course the holidays, right? Another year without his son, you know, uh, Christmas coming up, absolutely terrible. So yeah, I know people want to know what did I discover. If I can't tell you, there's a reason behind that, right? There's a bigger picture, right? Than having to know, have to be like, oh, I'm the first one that's got the news. I can go spread it to other channels, right? The bigger picture is finding Sebastian, right? I think we could all agree on that. So again, but yeah, during the members live, I'll give a little bit more. And then again, things could happen within a week or two. Who knows? Um, Sooner, maybe later. So many different elements. So yeah, exactly, Bliss. Yeah, um, yeah. I mean, I could just not say anything, but I felt like let you guys know I have discovered new stuff, and you guys know I wouldn't say that unless I had. And there are people actually probably in the chat that kind of know a little bit more of what I've discovered. Um, and yeah. So anyway, let's get to it. So I think this kind of cuts into like the second half of her interview with Duchess. I thought, might as well, as we're kind of looking at this footage. And what I did is I slowed down areas that I'm interested in. And then I kind of fast forward the other areas where the helicopter's kind of flying, kind of more outside, or use it, zooming in on areas that we're not really as interested in. That makes sense. But I'll kind of explain some of the stuff that, we're kind of curious about when we get there. Yeah. Yeah. Again, 90% of it I've shared with you. Just there's, a few little details that need to wait until the appropriate
from
time.
them. We are looking at maybe we could work with you. I know that you do a lot of the designs on the billboards and whatnot, and I would absolutely
I agree.
love to
100%.
do that if that's something that's possible, so that we can get his face out there any way possible.
We can certainly do it. I can design something. I use Bonfire, and Bonfire, I can actually set the profit for the shirt to go directly to whatever 501c3 that you want. And all of my shirts, except for one, are set to 501c3. So I don't receive the profits from any of my merch.
So here we're kind of looking at the new development. So just to because there'll be a couple times where we might be a little lost on where the helicopter or the direction, but the helicopter is kind of moving north. Obviously, our area of focus is in this kind of general area, even the school. Really, I should kind of say like this whole kind of rectangle from the school, from Ward Lane, construction. Again, it's not just the cemetery. There's stuff going on at the school and behind it. So there's a lot.
Except for one shirt. All of the other ones go to Nick Mick, the Aware Foundation, to support Texas flooding, to support Hurricane Helene flooding. So you can choose once we come up with something. You guys can let me know what 501c3 you would like to support, and I can set the profits to go support that in honor of Sebastian.
That would be
That's
beautiful.
right, hindsight.
Okay, that sounds
100%.
wonderful. Thank you, guys. I see new people coming in, and Clue does still do the billboards, Sheila. I do believe she's still running those, and
Yeah,
I
if I'm
do
not
appreciate.
mistaken,
I have heard just in the rumor mill. Again, I want to get too sidetracked, but I have heard that no one's seen any of these billboards. I've had many locals that do a lot of driving around and have not seen any of these alleged billboards. Not to say they're not out there, right? Because maybe you got to be driving at that specific time for that, specific ad or whatever, thing to pop up. But from what I understand, I haven't seen any photos. Not to say they're not out there, but I don't know. Let me know in chat. But I've heard there's some questions about these billboards.
are still running.
I know. I don't want to question Dutch's again, but just
Yeah, and I think that's incredible that Clue is still keeping that going. The only reason I turned it over was because my dad was getting sick, and many of you know my dad passed away a couple
it does
months
look
ago.
like Clay.
But I needed to be there for my family. So I do appreciate Clue keeping Sebastian's face out there on these blips that she still has going.
Absolutely.
It takes a village of people. So Will said,
so here we're circling. So keep in mind, remember, this is day 2, and we're going to circle, and they actually zoom in on the Stink Feet home.
Please, Katie, consider contacting Nick Mick. They have a program called Team Hope. And
I thought, it's funny, when I first heard this, I thought she was going to say, please contact Nick the Hat. I would have died. I've been hilarious.
It's all families of missing people, and I think it's help. It's a shared experience where you can learn from each other. Thank you, Will.
And thank you so much. I actually am in contact with them.
Again, I don't want to get billboards. I've seen, haven't they posted a few screenshots from like a road? I could be wrong. I think there has been like a few out there, but then there's been some debate on how long have they been up, or is it just bad timing? Nobody's really seen much. Again, I'm just saying in the rumor mill that there's been some questions about the billboards. I'll just leave it at that. Again, because I'm not out there, I can't say, and I can only go off, certain people. But there's we can see KK's van and that truck that you're not supposed to talk about. Don't talk about his truck.
That is wonderful. That is so good to know.
Don't you even look at it. Don't even look at it. Don't look at it.
Yes, Elizabeth.
There's his truck. Oh my God. Oh, he's gonna have a heyday. There's Crispy's truck. Oh, there's S. Oh, I wonder who's that car and who's that car. Day 2. Oh, those cars look familiar. Actually, one of them does. Actually, no, both they do. Okay, I think I know who both of them are. Mama Socks, right? One of them's Mama Socks. But yeah, don't you dare look. Don't you dare look at his truck. Right? It's a big truck for a little guy. You know, it's a lot of truck for a little guy like him. Yeah, Christmas truck. You don't look at it. Definitely don't talk about it.
Welcome to Dutchie's first fundraiser. This will be the first of many. We hit that goal, baby. Yes. I am so proud of you guys. I got to go over here and take a look. Hang on a second. Let me back out of this.
I'm over here messing around trying to figure out how I could hit that goal for us. And my dumb butt, I had to do three separate
so
donations.
Silvers did
but we
see
got there.
one.
We hit the goal.
Okay, so I do stand corrected. Silvers did see one. In Alabama, just north of Birmingham. Okay. Yeah, man, what a good guy. What a good man. So there have been some billboards out there. So we'll yes, and you guys are right. Silvers is the one.
First, Nikki, you pushed us over into it. Yay!
Well, we're going to continue to go too because we have 5 days left. But I just wanted to make sure that your first fundraiser, you hit your goal. So
one thing I just want to back up before we get into the areas that we're interested in. Sorry, let me.
So proud of you guys. I got to go over here and take a look. Hang on a second. Let me back out of this.
So this is that driveway with the floodlights. There's something I want.
I'm over here messing around trying to figure out how I could hit that goal for us, and I'm
hoping it'll kind of swing up a little bit. This ditch, so this ditch, and I remember Justin. He never got out of the car, but I think he was right here. And I'd watched that video not too long ago, and seeing that ditch is deep. It is deep.
my dumb butt, I had to do three separate
we've talked
donations,
about
but we
that,
got there. We hit the goal. Your first.
Nikki, you pushed us over.
As it gets further back towards the Stink Feet home, it gets deeper. Again, I'm only estimating here, but it looks like it could be as deep as like 5 feet, which again, that's pretty deep for this little storm drain ditch type thing here.
Over into it. Yay!
Well, we're going to continue to go too because we have
turn
5
these
days
down
left,
until we
but
get
I
to
just wanted
listen to
make
Katie.
that
But
your first fundraiser, you hit your goal. So, but I was being stupid about it and didn't realize I could have. Yeah.
But yeah, car about right here. With the 3M.
Anyways, ignore me. I'm just over here being my messy self per usual. But we got it. Duchess's first fundraiser.
Yay, it is a success. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Juju, it was taken on the 27th, so this would be day 2 of him missing.
Some palm trees in the chat.
So one of the things I was trying to look for, and the only thing that's a bummer, and I don't know if anybody can send so this came from Body Movin', I think is her YouTube handle. Which if I recall, she's the lady that was in the Netflix Don't F with Cats, which is amazing if you love true crime, like real true crime. That it's such an amazing series, and what they did, her, and I'm pretty sure that's her, and then the other guy that helped her, but I'm pretty sure. Let me know in chat if you know. But Body Movement, I know she's been kind of like in elevated truth chat at one point. But anyway, this was on her channel. Not to get too sidetracked. And unfortunately, the quality, I don't know if it's just like this originally, but obviously, if you kind of take a video from somewhere and then you upload it, and then somebody else takes that and uploads it, it'll start to lose its quality, right? So the only thing is, I don't know if there might be some better quality helicopter footage out there, which would even be more useful because obviously the frame rate would be higher, the pixels. Obviously, this is standard def. I'm sure the camera they're using would have been much better.
It's on the web.
No, stop that.
Yes.
It's a combination of
Yeah, there's that ditch, and there's a little pathway back here. You can even see it in one of the local news early days where they're kind of on the street view facing the private home, but they're a little bit to the right of it, and they're kind of looking at it like a dog handler. And she's kind of standing by the fence of the backyard, and there's a little pathway that basically kind of runs into the ditch, which is interesting.
Effort has been so wonderful. We have people from all over this
Yeah, I
community
mean, again, I don't want to,
coming here,
because
putting
what
their
if
differences
that was her
aside and
again? No matter what,
donating.
like what
And
she
y'all, we
did
have hit the
for
goal.
that case,
You
I forget the
guys
guy's
are
name.
so amazing.
Wow,
Thank you.
Katie picked it.
I
Katie
mean,
picked the charity
absolutely
on behalf
amazing.
She
of
did.
Sebastian. It's your first fundraiser. This is what community is like. This is factual awareness
Yeah,
of a
I'll
missing child
try to tell you
and
kind of what
the
one
good
of the things I'm
this
looking
community
for
can
and
do
why
when
it's nice
that's
to
brought together.
have
And
extra eyes.
again, you guys are amazing. Thank you for
They
being.
they fly over near the cemetery, and I slow it down whenever there's something that's kind of in the area that we're trying to kind of look at.
Here with us today and celebrating Sebastian because truly that's what matters is Sebastian.
And please remember when you see Sebastian's information, share.
Oh, where they jumped the ditch? Um, Now obviously it would have been just one person allegedly, but it would have been about right here. Um, and again, that is coming from the homeowner. Like again, this is what again, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but again, multiple times people spoke to this guy because he's usually out there like working on his boat. He's a really nice guy, right? Again, nobody should go out and bother him or anything. But the times again, this was last year, and they were out just filming, doing some other stuff, and they just happened to run into him naturally. And then they got to talking, and yeah, he said, yeah, you can see that person, like in his words, jump the ditch. So that would have been somewhere about here, or maybe even up here, obviously, because this is kind of probably not the best angle to
Have
show
people
that.
from all over this community coming here, putting their differences aside and donating. And y'all, we have hit the goal. You guys are so amazing. Thank
So
you.
I'm going to turn that down for a
Katie picked
minute.
the
I didn't
charity
kind of.
on behalf
She
of
did.
Sebastian. It's your first fundraiser. This is what community is like. This is factual awareness of a missing child and what the good this community can do when that's brought together. And again, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being here with us today and celebrating Sebastian because truly that's what matters is Sebastian.
And please remember when you see Sebastian's information,
Digging in
share
the cemetery,
his flyer
CJ.
out everywhere.
I don't
It's
know.
so critical to the
Were they
information.
digging like the dirt mounds?
And I still want to go over the rest of the timeline so that we can make sure that everybody knows exactly what the facts are. But
It's funny, and this is something else why it's kind of nice to go back to interviews. And again, I'm sure other people have studied this interview many more times. Of course, I've just been focused on the cemetery footage, but I do notice when she goes over the timeline, she doesn't go over like Katie's timeline. They go over like the timeline, the general timeline, right? Like disappeared on this day, then search happened this day, then they searched the landfill, a week later, whatever.
if you see this flyer for Sebastian Wayne
Okay,
Drake
now
Rogers,
we're
this
kind
is
of
the
gonna scroll over to our interest.
FBI flyer. This is Sebastian.
So one of the things, and again, it's a long shot, but one of the things, because if you see my last lives, you know that one of the concerning things about the cemetery footage is we don't really see anyone entering or exiting, especially on the 25th, the night before he went missing. Yet on the 26th, we can clearly see a vehicle for a good minute, not only on one, but two cameras when they leave the cemetery. So it's very interesting that you have a bunch of activity on the night before, yet we don't see anybody enter or leave, but they're clearly there. We see the Columbrium light up for 6 minutes, and then about 10-15 minutes later, we see one or two vehicles around the loop there. And so we kind of have guessed that they may have came from there's only two main entrances unless you're off-roading, which is where we're kind of also reason why we're looking at this. And there's that private gate, and you have Ward Lane. And so did they come in through the private gate, or did they drive? Because there is a little bit of opening where there isn't a fence that kind of separates the cemetery and the school, that we're kind of interested as well. Oh, thank you, South Oz. This is really interesting, Theoris. Thank you. Also, we can wait for the info, whatever it takes. Yeah, and it won't be long, right? I'm sure it won't be long. But I promise you, I think 99% of you guys will understand why there'll be a few things that, we have to hold off on until
For
the time
alert
is right.
flyer from the TBI, this.
Oh, one thing to notice too is, if you guys didn't know, the bleachers were taken out. So I guess they had issues with the bleachers. And I'm sure some locals in chat could probably explain it better, but I guess it was on the local news. So if you notice, there should be bleachers here, but we don't see any bleachers. I guess it took a long while to fix. They had issues with that. So
is
anyway,
his National Center for Missing and Exploited Children flyer. And this is
it's
a flyer
possible,
that
Jelly
I've
Bean.
made.
That's why we're
It
kind of
may
looking
be a
at this.
completely different flyer as long as it has Sumner County Sheriff's Office, TBI, phone number, TBI, how to reach them at
Yeah, that's the question,
tbi.tn.gov,
Zublas.
and how to reach the FBI at
Look at all these
tips.fbi.gov.
volunteers.
And it has the
Oh my
$50,000
gosh.
reward,
Command
which
center.
you can't see because I got my banner.
This is a little
But
fire
if you'll see
station
at the
that's
bottom,
almost
it
like
says
literally
the
right across the
50K FBI reward.
right across the street from the cemetery. Little fire station here. But that's where they kind of had, they had two command centers, but I think this is the main one, right here.
Tell somebody here, call law enforcement.
Yes.
Call law enforcement immediately. His parents desperately want him to be home.
Yes, yes, Zublas. This is the 27th, so technically you'd say day 2
And
is
if
day
you guys
1,
remember when I
26.
played that video with the statistics for missing kids and missing adults in
thank you, Kim.
2025, I mean, not everybody gets a fair play on the news. And Sebastian's case has gone viral.
Yeah. And what have you done to take advantage of that? Because you are what I call the 1%ers, right? Where there's God knows how many kids go missing. There's some really startling statistics. And there's so many families out there that would just die, give their left arm a limb to be able to have the same kind of attention as Sebastian Rogers. And what have the Stink Feet done to utilize that to their benefit?
But there's a lot of kids that are still out here missing that they don't even make it to the news. We have a lot of children that are missing.
Yeah.
A lot.
And it's
I'm glad
really
she's bringing this
important
up.
to know what these statistics are.
Yeah, they're disturbing.
And that's why we have to talk about these very important things. So before we go,
that's a great question.
I do want to bring up very quickly to touch on this, and then we can.
And I'm sure whatever they had for that night, and maybe the nights before or after, I would be dumbfounded if they did not save those, right? But yes, I would love to know. I would love to see them. Did they scan every pixel like I do. Again, I understand that,
we're going to close
they may not
out
have the same amount of
because I
time
don't
as
want to
I
keep you
do to
guys
scan every
here all
pixel.
night. But I do want to touch on a little bit about the place that you guys are donating in this fundraiser. So I want to pull that up.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I don't want to get too much into Duchess because I'm grateful that she got Katie on, right? Like, this is such a unique anomaly, right? Here we are almost 2 years later. Katie's like first official interview without Crispy jumping in every 2 seconds or doing 99% of the talking. So, but yes, rumor has it that there's some connections between Duchess and the Stink Feet and extended family, which I guess isn't a surprise.
I want to talk a little bit about the missing and autistic kids. So let me get over here.
So it's going to go
because
back over.
Nick has great resources that I want to make sure that everyone knows about so that you guys can share out that
information. Or even the same. And every one of them is so unique and so different. So it's just worth bearing in mind that no two of our kids may respond the same or may fit. But it's good to know how.
So this is also interesting. This is the entrance to the church. You kind of got an inlet and an outlet, as you can see here. Then we have the church. We have the Mason building here. And then we have the school. And, as soon as they kind of fly a little bit closer, we'll kind of explain some of the areas that we saw stuff from this kind of vantage point.
Diverse that our kids can be, and what one may respond to, the other may run from.
Yeah.
And sorry to pause. The other thing is the church has up to 12 cameras. Now, keep in mind a lot of those are inside, right? The church, but I think at the very least they have 2 on the outside of the church. I don't think they have any directly in the cemetery. Maybe a camera pointing to the cemetery. I don't know. I know the parking lot is covered. I do know that, but I don't know if there's anything actually looking back into the cemetery itself.
Yes, and that is something that I find the American Autism Association talks about. They talk about who they are, what they do,
Miriam.
how to get involved,
Yeah.
all about autism. You can see all of these different areas here at the top of this website for the American Autism Association. And they have an overview, always unique, totally intelligent. And it talks about autism now affects 1 in every 59 children in the United States. And there's autism information kits. There's financial resources. There is so much valuable information here.
Okay, so I think we're going to swing to one of the first times where we kind of get a decent shot of the cemetery. Again, they never really focus on the cemetery like 100%, which I'm really bummed. Although there are some times where they get really close, which I do slow down when they do that. But yeah, so we saw a vehicle from over here where it was leaving. That was on the 26th, and it was caught about right here. And again, that's the only vehicle that we see entering and exiting, and that's on the 26th. And it's clearly in the cemetery leaving. And that's at 3:53. And then 5 minutes later, we see a vehicle going west, back that way. Real quick, just let me turn this down real quick and I'll keep playing. And Jazz, thank you so much as always for the support. Hope you're doing well and happy holidays. Paige Turner, with the membership. Thank you so much, Paige. God bless you and happy holidays to you. Bliss blessings. What's done in the dark will always come to light. Amen. Hopefully sooner than later. Thank you so much for almost a year of support. That's so awesome. Smiley Wood Snilling. Smiley Woods Snill. Oh, Emily. Oh my gosh, it's Emily Wood. I'm sorry. Emily Wood. I thought there was because Smiley's World. That's my dyslexia going in. Thank you, Emily, for the membership. God bless. And Jen, 1 year. That is so awesome from Georgia. That is amazing. Thank you so much and happy holidays to you and your family. And Oz, I got yours. Thank you so much. We got Kelly saying, "Bless you for who you be, for being who you are, and all you're doing to find out what happened to Sebastian. He needs you." Oh, thank you so much, Kelly. That means the world to me. Again, I do appreciate the credit and support, but there's so much credit and teamwork. I wish I could shout out everybody, and maybe when this is all done, we can do that. Okay, so here we get an interesting view, and one of the things I'm looking for, just to kind of give you a heads up, is I'm looking for possible tire tracks that may be in a spot that. Now, the only issue is yes, now this is day 2, so there could have been some driving around already. And we'll see here in a little bit that there's a guy on a quad driving around. So that does also present a unique situation because, we don't know exactly what he's driven around because he is kind of driving on the outside of the cemetery, literally just on the outskirts of it. But I am looking for anything around the school, in the cemetery, or around it, right? And there's areas where it kind of zooms in and we can kind of see some stuff. So do kind of keep an eye out for that.
Was free for a long time.
Yeah, you can also order one. People can get them for free. You can also donate money so other families can get them for free and cover the shipping for the boxes. There's options. There's different options, but there is a lot of helpful information. I got the box myself because I was interested to see. There's a lot of good information in that box.
Yes, and so basically this is from the National Autism Association, and this box is for people.
I'm going to turn this down for a second. I don't know why they eventually they stopped looking at the command center, but I don't know why they were so focused on that. But again, probably to show just how much volunteers and support came out for Sebastian. And just look on the south side, like how nuts if he were to wander into the wooded area. But again, in my opinion, 99.9% he did not. There's no way he would get by all those cameras going south.
As such, the National Autism
Way too many cameras.
Provides direct assistance to caregivers, educators, and first responders. The Big Red Safety Box is free of charge.
I'm sure there's
given to autism families.
That would not surprise
in need
me.
as
I don't know
a
about
means
members,
to educate, raise awareness, and
I'm sure
provide
they're
simple
lurking.
tools that may assist them in preventing, responding to wandering related emergencies. And it comes with a booklet containing educational materials and tools like a checklist, a family wandering emergency plan, a first responder profile form, a wandering prevention brochure.
So interesting fact or room. Well, I don't know if I should say fact. Interesting rumor that has a lot of weight to it, and maybe somebody in chat could maybe further. And this has been kind of known, but one of the properties. This is also what's a little kind of disturbing and concerning is one of these properties. And I'm not going to point out which one, even if I did know. But it's one of these properties off Ward Lane, again, not far from the cemetery and just where he went missing. They were not cooperative when it came to letting them search on their property. So keep that in mind. And this is where we're kind of at as we zoom in. Again, I try to fast forward
a
the
sample
stuff
IEP letter, a student profile form, emotion identification cards,
further from where we're
wandering
trying to
quick
look
tips. It also has 2 GE wireless.
But you can see, even this far away, we can see tire tracks, right? Now, obviously, this is a farm, so obviously this would make sense. This would be natural, right? Farm equipment, driving around, herding up their cattle, whatever. So, but this is kind of what I'm looking for, but around the church cemetery area and school.
Door window alarms with batteries. It has one road ID bracelet or shoe ID tag. It has 4 adhesive stop sign visual prompts for doors and windows. It does come with 1 safety alert window cling for a car or your home windows, and 1 child ID kit from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This seems like it is a great resource, and if you qualify, if you have a loved one that is autistic, I encourage you to go get a big red safety box today.
Absolutely recommend. And just a reminder too, for anybody that might be thinking, you can do everything. You can have all the safety clings. You can fill out all the information. You can have all of the stops. You can have the window stops, the little sensors on the windows, the locks on the doors, and things can still happen. So, but this is just one resource in preventing some of that.
And I'll drop that link in the chat so that you guys will have that as well. Hey, Elevated, thank you for donating. Thank you, everyone, for donating and supporting factual information.
Okay, so here in just a minute, they're going to go back around where the church and cemetery and school are at here. We're just a little bit north of, we're literally looking at Ward Lane. This is Ward Lane here. Just a little bit north of
about Sebastian Rogers and having these really important conversations about how we can, pay it forward to try to help it out in our community. I just feel like it's really important to have these discussions. And again, another resource that you can go to.
Okay. So it's coming up here in just a second. Sassy, thank you so much for the gifted membership, and thank you so much for all the hard work and the mod support. I really wanted to do a mod appreciation this month, but unfortunately just got a lot of work behind the scenes. Of course, this is all for Sebastian, so hopefully maybe we can do something, when everything gets, figured out, maybe January or at the latest February, we can do some kind of mod appreciation. Jazz, Chris, I'm glad there are people like you to help. Oh, I appreciate that, Jazz. As always, I can't take all the credit. There's so many great people doing a lot of work behind the scenes, working other leads. I'm working, particular leads. Obviously, you guys see a lot of it, but there's other potential just as big, potentially, that people are working on as we speak, which is amazing. Mama, member for 6 months. Congrats, and thank you so much for the membership. God bless.
I'm just hitting root, a lot of root. That dirt's changing color. See that? Yeah, I think we're to the bottom of the pile.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Fresh.
Yeah. Oh no, I forgot to turn down Silver's
This is
audio.
the shovel I bought for this. I actually broke that one.
Uh-oh.
Over at Drake's Creek.
How did his audio get in here? Silvers, how'd your audio get in here? What did I do?
No ants.
It should cut back to Katie.
So why was this dirt put here?
That's weird. That is weird. That get cut in. Anyway, we move forward. Here in just a minute. Actually, I'm just gonna kind of skip ahead here.
Cemetery. Sebastian's high school and field there.
How
There's the
did
tree line. We have a
your
local
audio
working
get
it
cut
now.
into this?
And there's 4 people, okay? And this is what I like about having, you know, it's going to take us all. Sebastian, Wayne, Drake, Rogers. It's going to take us all to find Sebastian. And here's what I mean by that. If I'm digging this hole and I think I'm done, I think there's nothing there, it's nice to have a second, third, and in this case, a fourth opinion. So we all discuss it off camera.
Oh, I know.
And we believe how much has been
terrible.
dug, that there's nothing there. It wasn't ants, but we don't think it's anything also.
Okay.
And but
sorry, Silver's just confused on how that. Okay, so this is the guy. All right, here we go. We're just about to slow down to some points of interest that I'm kind of interested in. Points of interest that I'm interested in.
On his own, by the hands of another.
How did your audio get cut?
And people panicked, freaked out, didn't know what to do. Could he have been brought here to be rest in peace in a cemetery, somewhere you could pay respects to him and be hidden in plain sight, if you will? I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, that's so weird. Okay, hold on. All right, we're at 140. I just want to see here.
An open mind. That European numbers. I'm
Okay.
show you
Okay. So just for a second,
that you the Nick Mix audio need to know.
Believe how much has been dug, that there's nothing there. It wasn't ants. Then his neighborhood. Now, could he have been?
Okay, so it's just for a little bit that he got cut in there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is what I'm interested in. Okay, so we are just so we're all on the same page here. We are. The camera, the helicopter is right here. Cemetery is right here. It's going to rotate this way. They're going to look at this little red thing right here. It almost looks like a raft, but I don't think that's what that is. But then we're going to kind of see this. And, you know, this is kind of what I'm looking for is like tracks, but in a spot kind of like that. You can see like tracks, but I'm trying to look for like maybe here, maybe somewhere up in here, over here, maybe by the pond. So that's what I'm looking out for. Because again, this is day 2, and it just rained, so I don't know if that would help preserve the tracks from the night before. But I figure, you know, it wouldn't hurt to look. So here is that that private road, and that gate is about right here. Now, there are places that they could have came in via back of the school, as we see here, if they didn't have access to that gate. Anybody knows what that is? I don't know if that's for like the horses or moo-moos. But then we have the cemetery. They zoom in a little bit. And I wish the quality was better, because the vehicles on the 25th were seen up on this high-end road up here. All right. At 345 and 349. Kind of up on this higher end road here. Which is very interesting. And then you have the Columbrium right there, which gets lit up from 323 to 329 on the 25th. And then, of course, on the night he went missing, from 342 to 348, give or take. And, of course, we have the pond just behind it.
It would make sense from what we found, which was nothing.
I've got
a happy birthday balloon here.
Still Silver's.
Saturday, Saturday, December 6, 2025. You're currently looking at Sebastian's high school field. So looking for Sebastian Rogers, say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Been missing 649 days today. Tomorrow is his 17th birthday. Say his name, Sebastian.
Yeah, there's some things that people mention in chat, and yes, I promise you,
So I'm standing north. So this would be looking west. That's the new neighborhood. The next neighborhood over would be Sebastian's neighborhood. The cemetery here, and as you come across through this way,
as you can see, there's that guy kind of driving the quad, just kind of on the outskirts of the cemetery. I don't know if he's in the cemetery area. So that's the only other issues, because you can see his tire tracks behind, right?
So then if you turn and face north, my car,
but that's kind of one of the things I was looking out for, is just kind of something like that, or any other possible clues around this area here. He's kind of now driving a little bit further north of the cemetery, kind of just on the boundaries of it, kind of searching, obviously, these tree lines that separate the cemetery and the farm, and so he looks like he's kind of scanning those the tree line area, which is smart.
And this box
Okay, now we got
is
Katie
for people who may be prone to wandering off or eloping from a safe environment and may be unable to recognize danger.
So, so he's in the cemetery. Yeah. So he's on the inside of the cemetery, driving the outskirts. That's why it's a little kind of frustrating, because if we do see some tire marks in a suspicious area, is it from this quad from earlier before this footage was taken, or could any of these tire tracks been from that night? It's kind of
and
tough to,
or stay safe.
But
wandering, elopement, which
but again, that is Ward Lane, that little private gate. There is a fence, if I recall, that runs through here, but I guess I originally thought there was a little bit of fence line that runs back here, but I was wrong. There is like some fencing, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong in chat, I know there's some locals in here that been here. I think there is some fencing between the school and cemetery, but there is openings. So if they didn't come in through this, it is still possible to come in back through behind the school. And from what I understand, like, you really wouldn't need, there is some dips, but overall, you're just kind of driving on grass, so I don't think you would need much clearance,
is running or fleeing behaviors, often those within our community, not only present unique safety risk, but also create extraordinary worry and stress among caregivers. Especially drowning fatalities following a wandering incident remain a leading cause of death among those with ASD. As such, the National Autism Association provides direct assistance to
those are good
caregivers.
questions, Kiki. Those are amazing questions, to be honest with you. I don't know if all that's been done. Obviously it searched the landfill, so there is that. But yeah, I mean, those are great questions. Any scent? Ooh, I don't know if it contaminates scents. Tracks, it would contaminate. But yeah, those are great questions, Kiki, and thank you so much for the $4.99. Yeah. A girl mom says yes, it was like construction fencing. Okay. Yeah, because it does look like there's some that separate, especially where you see the tree lines.
educators, and first responders. The Big Red Safety Box is free of charge toolkit given to autism families in need as a means to educate, raise awareness, and provide simple tools that may assist them in preventing, responding to, wondering-related emergencies.
So I do fast forward here,
And
so
it comes
hope you don't
with a
get
booklet
busy.
containing educational materials and tools like a checklist, a family wondering emergency plan, a first responder profile form, a wondering prevention brochure, a sample IEP
that
letter,
red one?
a student profile form, emotion identification cards, wondering quick tips. It also has two GE wireless door window alarms with batteries. It has
No, it didn't storm until the 27th. The 26th, from my understanding, unless it was like late 26th, like at night, then I just go back and look. Yeah, because not during the day and not during the morning or day, because the 25th, 26th, the weather was nice. So I think into the late evening of the 26th, because I can see on the camera, there's wind and stuff, cloudy. So yeah, maybe it started raining late 26th, early 27th, night of.
Has one road ID bracelet or shoe ID tag. It has 4 adhesive stop sign visual prompts for doors and windows. It does come with 1 safety alert window cling for a car or your home windows, and 1 child ID kit from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This seems like it is a great resource, and if you qualify, if you have a loved one that is autistic, I encourage you to go get a Big Red Safety Box today.
Sorry,
absolutely recommend.
This repeated. Somehow Silver's audio got cut in and split this back. I messed up.
Just a reminder too, for anybody that might be thinking, you can do everything. You can have all the safety clings. You can fill out all the information. You can have all of the stops. You can have the window stops, the little sensors on the windows, the locks on the doors, and things can still happen. So, but this is just one resource in preventing some of that.
And I'll drop that link in the chat so that you guys will have that as well.
Thank you.
Hey, Elevated, thank you for donating. Thank you, everyone, for donating and supporting factual information about Sebastian Rogers and need to know exhibits to have. Can build an autism outreach village, guys. It takes a village coming together. Do go check out the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children as well. And I do appreciate you guys supporting the American Autism Nonprofit because his life matters and his mother believes that he is out there somewhere.
Oh, really?
And it's not if, it's when for her that he is coming home.
She's just waiting. No, she's not going to do anything. She's just going to hand out some flyers and wait, right?
Happy birthday, Sebastian.
Yes, happy birthday, Sebastian. Katie, do you want to...
In my opinion, Voices of Truth, boy, this is just my opinion. I think what Voices of Truth did with Culver's and his birthday forced Katie out, in my opinion, which is just so amazing. So amazing, because it's like, look what these people are doing. They got, this... I'm sorry, I got something in my throat. These more or less strangers, I don't know strangers, but you know what I mean, just coming together and raising this awareness for Sebastian and doing this amazing thing for his birthday, and you would expect this to be something that the family would have concocted. So I'm sure when they saw that, they're like, wow, this probably doesn't look really good that we got these people doing this. Yeah, he would have been, see, should be 17 now. That's to me, and that forced this entire life. That's just my opinion, which is amazing.
Help us close out this stream. Is there any words, anything that you would like to share with Sebastian or with anybody that may be watching this or that might
Embarrassing.
watch this on the replay?
Well, first of all, happy birthday, my Bubba. But I can't say thank you enough. To you, Nonsense, to everyone that is helping and supportive of finding Sebastian and bringing Sebastian home. Anyone that's listening or anything that is willing to help and to spread that awareness. I know I feel like a broken record, but thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for spreading his name and his face and that he's missing out there. And thank you for just one day of putting aside all of this craziness and just letting Sebastian be the focus and letting him be what is most important, because he is what is most important. He always is and he always will be. And I just
So I had a conversation. Sorry to pause this. I had a conversation. They know who they are. We've talked about this a couple times, but for those that don't know, Katie, I don't know, was it the first night? I think it was the first night, maybe the second night, but it was caught on the camera that's across the street, right? So if anybody, sorry, we're all on the same page, right? I don't know if I really need to show this part, but anyway, the camera that faces their home, right? And the lady that kind of spoke with, why do I always forget her name? Oh, shame on me. You guys know who I'm talking about. She spoke to this lady and, got us some really interesting timelines about what happened. And, let me know in chat because it drives me nuts. I don't know why. I need to write her name down. Like, for some reason, I forget her channel. But anyway, besides that, speaking of somebody, Katie is seen on camera putting out a blanket on the porch. So if this poor boy comes home, is he expected to, now he's made his way back home, he's been missing for 24 hours or whatever, poor kid, been out in the elements, made it back. So now is he yeah, thank you, sweetie pie. Shame on me. I love her. It's just, I don't know why. I just block it. But is Sebastian supposed to like sleep on the porch? Right? Why are you putting a blanket out in front of your home as if he's made it all the way back home? That why aren't you there? Why is he expected to sleep until you guys get back home or whatever? It just, the logic of it, when you really break it down, like, this is so stupid. Yeah, like he's a dog. Right. Exactly, Kiki. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry you get distracted, but we've had this conversation a couple of times. It's just like, when you really think about it, like, you put a blanket out on the porch for him. Would you mothers do that? No, you'd be staring out that window 24/7 until that boy came home. You wouldn't leave that area. I've spoken to so many mothers behind the scenes. You guys know you would do anything. You would be, treat him like a dog.
For sharing, for helping, and we're gonna bring him home.
Absolutely. You guys are incredible. Thank you all for joining us. Katie, thank you for taking time out of this very emotional day.
It was for
you and the birthday of your son that's missing, to come here and just speak to us and talk to us about Sebastian and remind everyone how important it is for the focus to stay on him. And guys, you have outdone yourself. We are at $2,294 of the 2K. Have to come out. During this time, we don't have any information. The facts are that there has not been any new information. We watched a video about it.
Hasn't been any new information. Is that right? I guess it depends on what you consider information.
I have still more timeline, that we can go through from when they searched the landfill, to when.
How is that going to help anybody? Everybody that's watching that channel knows the bigger timelines. We want to know what has Katie thought of anything since she's last spoken. I mean,
Seth feared that something nefarious had happened. Remember these timelines, guys? Then there was the flashlights, and law enforcement stated those lights were from a trash truck.
No, don't do it.
We still have creators out here today that are playing these videos over and over, trying to spin a narrative that there's something that's going on.
No, I'm just trying to get to the facts of what the hell is going on in the video. Saying that they're garbage trucks lights is spinning a narrative that is false. That is hypocrisy when you break it down. When you really think about it. Let me just back that up. Because you know who this is relating to.
Information. We watched a video about it. I have still
Absolutely
more timeline, that we can go through from when they searched the landfill, to when Seth feared that something nefarious had happened. Remember these timelines, guys? Then there was the flashlights, and law enforcement stated those lights were from a trash truck. We still...
Oh, wait. Yes. Did they forget? This is why I love when you have two different people speaking and Crispy shouting his mouth out. Crispy, hindsight could probably even give me the date of when this happened. Don't forget, Crispy was like on Cluminati, one of those shows, probably Clue, where he stated within the last year, 6 months, and they went out and did that thing that it's not a trash truck and it's a guy taking his trash can out. Did they forget about that? Let's not forget about the guy taking out his trash can. Anyway, I guess that's what happens when you don't get your story straight.
We'll have creators out here today that are playing these videos over and over, trying to spin a narrative that there's something that's going on. The TBI has released a statement saying there's no evidence of criminal activity and that the family is cooperating fully.
But I'm sure you're going to fail to mention that Katie did stop talking to law enforcement over a year ago. And it just so happened to be just around the time that she lawyered up. And then shortly after that, the FBI put out a $50,000 reward. Sure, that's no coincidence at all. Anyway.
There's no evidence saying that any of the parents are involved. And the agency has also warned people against sharing surveillance video online, noting it could be misinterpreted.
Oh man, I didn't realize how much some of this is kind of directed to me. I miss this part.
Flashlights. And law enforcement stated those lights were from a trash truck. We still have creators out here today that are playing these videos over and over, trying to spin a narrative that there's something that's going on. The TBI has released a statement saying there's no evidence of criminal activity and that the family is cooperating fully.
Right.
There's no evidence saying that any of the parents are involved. And the agency has also warned people
Okay. Does anybody know about any agency warning people about releasing footage? Just let me know. I would love to pull that up.
Against sharing surveillance video online, noting it could be misinterpreted.
So you don't think after like 2 years it just wouldn't help to have other people look at surveillance footage? When you people, I guarantee you, mothers in here, if you're at this point, you would love the more eyes, the better, right? No, let's just keep all this surveillance footage where nobody's looking at it. Nobody's looking at it, right? I guarantee you, TBI, FBI missed all this stuff in the cemetery, right? I would be 90% sure. And I'm not even saying it's their fault. It would be hard to miss. How, again, it just depends. Clearly they spent a lot of their man hours, outside looking for him. I mean, I'm sure there's people looking at the footage too, but how much time do they really have? Unlike people like us, that have more time and can take their time examining every little pixel. And if I don't have time for that, anyway, I could go down a million different roads with that, So the hypocrisy again. With her, what she just said, I'm going to try to rewind this one more time without going too back far. But here I've got another scenario.
Evidence of criminal activity and that the family is cooperating fully. There's no evidence saying that any of the parents are involved. And the agency has also warned people against sharing surveillance video online, noting it could be misinterpreted.
Oh, so you mean the thing that Steve Fishsticks did on the anniversary where he shared footage that claimed to be possibly Sebastian when he knew it wasn't Sebastian, but yet he kept sharing surveillance footage and trying to spin a narrative, trying to throw the neighbor's sons under the bus. So that's okay for them to do, right? It's okay for them to do that and spin a narrative, right? Exactly what she's just saying right here. All this nonsense. Man.
Remember March 21st?
Absolutely
Seth organized
nuts.
that search after a tip was suggested and nothing was found. And then the Cajun Navy joined on March 23rd, but then soon they pulled out of those search efforts due to threats on March the 29th. On April the 2nd, they found some glasses, but they confirmed that they did not belong to Sebastian's. And again, at that
Here's the issue. I'm sorry to stop this, but here's the issue that's pissed me off the most, right? I'm going to get on my soapbox for a minute. Is everything that we've kind of been put out has been misled by either law enforcement or people connected to the stink feet, right? We have the stupid garbage truck lights, right? Now, I understand in early days that they didn't want that information out. I completely understand. Early days, you want to keep that stuff close to the vest, right? Because you don't want to spook somebody. This could lead, to a potential vehicle or person, whatever, yada, yada. Then what I just talked about, fish sticks, using certain footage and releasing certain clips out of context, right? All that shit. And that is why I'm doing what I am doing, is trying to break it down and give it the best context that I can and say, okay, this is what I think it is. I don't know exactly 100% what's going on, but I'm trying to break it down. And of course, there's so much footage that I can't look at it all, right? And we're 2 years out.
time, they reiterated there is currently no evidence of criminal activity. We jump down into April when Seth hired the private investigator. That's when Chris said that he was going back to work. Katie went and stayed with him for a while. May 7th, the investigators confirmed there was a teen seen in North Carolina, but again, it was confirmed it was not Sebastian. Don't forget that.
Yeah, Crispy knew right away it wasn't Sebastian, but Seth wanted to be more thorough and go out there, right? What does that tell you? It's almost like Crispy and them know where Sebastian's at. No surprise, obviously.
Sumner County Sheriff's Office said they understand the community's desire to solve this case
It more or less
and
is.
appreciate the vigilance of the public, but they caution people to be cautious of social media rumors.
That is always going to happen in any case, especially the bigger the case, especially if it's not, straightforward. The rumor mill is going to go wild, right? Brian Koberger, the Idaho 4 case, it's going to run wild. That is now the new social media, that is just common, right? That it's so to bring that up, it's like you can't stop that. It's been there. It's been there for a long time. Bringing that up, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, I just wanted to pause here because we're going to be going over the cemetery. I think it's probably one of the best flyovers we see in this whole video. So I wanted to kind of just let you guys know to kind of keep your peepers out for any maybe tire tracks or anything that may stand out to you guys. So again, I wish the quality was better. I don't know if there's another version I could get. If anybody knows, again, this is only 640p, I think, lower stand depth. Yeah. Kind of on the low mid tiers of standard definition.
Saying that misinformation can distract from the real efforts to find Sebastian Rogers.
So see, I can even see kind of tire tracks up here, but these are much more defined, whereas this is probably like equipment, right? You can kind of see the ruts. But something that's a little bit more not as defined, but you still see parallel tracks. That would be something we'd kind of keep an eye out for. While I have it paused, Meg, thank you Meg, thank you so much for the $1.99. God bless you and happy holidays. Thank you so much for the support. And sorry. Oh, Cherokee, and thank you so much, Cherokee, for the membership. We'll do members live right after this show. So for the members, won't be very long, but we will do it live.
Don't forget that. And remember, December 13th.
What's December 13th?
The Sumner County Sheriff's Office addressed the speculation surrounding a connection between the green hoodie near the Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, this is a year ago. Oh, geez.
They interviewed that individual and confirmed there is no evidence linking them to Sebastian's disappearance. These are the facts, guys.
Are they the facts, or is that what they just tell us because they want to keep those details close to the chest, right? I mean, I'm not going to blame, I don't want to blame Duchess for what is put out there, because, yeah, they say that as fact, right? It comes from the FBI and stuff. But again, covering these cases, we know that they'll tell us stuff to say, yeah, this person's cleared, but then, a week or a year later, it's a 180. No, this person was actually one of the prime suspects or persons of interest. They just couldn't tell us that, right? So again, saying it as fact is, I don't know.
These are the facts. There's a $50,000 reward for information for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who went missing February the 26th of 2024. He was last seen on the 25th by his mother at their home when he went to bed. If you have any credible information, please reach out to Sumner County, reach out to TBI, reach out to the FBI. Do not call your local YouTuber. Do not call your friend down the street to gossip about it. If you think you have seen this young man, I need you to pick up the phone and call law enforcement.
Because they've done a bang up job so far, in this case. We're about 2 years out. They have done such an amazing job. Again, I don't want to fault all of law enforcement, right? I'm sure there's a lot of good people in law enforcement. I just think maybe there's some individuals, maybe a few bad apples, or maybe just some people that are just not as motivated as some others, right? So, many different variables. But I know I'm motivated. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm just, a YouTuber, but I am trying to do my damnedest in the situation, in the position I'm put in, and the trying to look at the right word, the potential evidence that I have been given that I am trying to review, right? And I'm trying to do it in the best way I can think as possible. Again, because I'm not law enforcement, and yeah, I'm a more or less a YouTuber, but I am trying to do my best with it, right? And then I'm trying to be as transparent with you guys again. And that's a tough position, right? Because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. And these situations are very unique. This is a situation I've never been in this specific, where I've got potential surveillance footage that could have potential answers, or it could be nothing, right? But again, there's stuff that's going on, and I'm trying to do my best. Of course, there's plenty other people that are behind the scenes helping me. And we may or may not have some interesting stuff to share, down the road. Hopefully sooner than later.
Do it for the right reasons. You can have your own feelings. You can feel any way that you want to feel. Listen, I'm not trying to take your right away. You can have your opinion.
Yeah.
But keep an open mind that your opinion might not be correct. My opinion might not be correct. I try not to share my opinion. I try to keep my thoughts out of these cases because it's not going to bring these children home. Do you hear me? My opinion doesn't matter. What matters are the facts.
It's
not about choosing sides. It's about choosing Sebastian.
I agree.
Because I know that his mother is desperate for him to come home.
That is 100% completely false. I cannot believe you said that. I would love to see your facial expression when you said that. See if you were able to say that with a straight face. Holy hell. This is her first official interview by herself without Crispy jumping in or doing 99% of the talking. It took nearly 2 years. And it's just,
and that is what is most important.
Yeah.
Because I know that Seth wants to see his son. And I know Katie wants to see her son. More than anything. And I know this community wants to see Sebastian come home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay,
That's
here's
right,
one more pass.
Kim.
Here's one last pass, I think. So kind of keep an eye out. And that's probably one of the better passes. Again, looking for tire tracks that might be here, anywhere in the cemetery that might,
Opinions aren't facts. You can have your opinions, but it doesn't mean that going around and sharing them on a YouTube live stream and speculate.
Again, there's a lot of tracks up here, which again looks like, we got farm here. They've got the bleachers here. So it's kind of tough because we definitely can tell there's tire tracks, but obviously this looks like a heavily trafficked area. But, I'd be curious if they somehow got in through this way, maybe even through the school back here, drove in. Maybe there's somewhere off Ward Lane where they could cut through as well, if they couldn't get through the back gate.
And attacking the parents is going to solve this case, because it's just making it more difficult for people, and it's making it more atrocious for law enforcement to have to deal with. It's intervening in this case.
Like how law enforcement had to respond literally within hours on the anniversary when your stupid PI you hired, tried to false claim that, there's a Sebastian sighting. You waited till the anniversary. I know I keep bringing that up, and I'll always keep bringing that up because it's the most disturbing, disgusting thing any person could ever do in a true crime cold case.
And this is why on this channel, if you haven't seen from the beginning, I encourage you to go back and watch from the beginning about why I do what I do on my channel, and
I'm not
why
sure
we try to keep it
maybe
on the up and up. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for supporting the American Autism Association in honor of Sebastian's birthday.
Can I interrupt you? Can we play the video I pulled up? Just
absolutely.
I think it would be just home for his face.
Oh no, did it?
Some help and heart.
Oh Jesus. Anyway, so here is so that's the end of the footage. I didn't see any tire tracks, but again, it's tough to say. And maybe somebody will spot them, and can put them in the comments. But here is between the cemetery and school here. Eventually I have his audio here. But there is, so this is where a car could have came. This is kind of right, right in here, kind of where Silvers is at, and we see a vehicle in this area, right, on the night he went missing multiple times. I can show you that here in a second, but it's interesting. Could they have cut through, maybe came in through this way? If they couldn't get around this locked gate right here. Yeah. He is a good man. Yeah. Him and others out there doing some great, amazing work. And so this was from his recent video he put out, I think about a week and a half ago, or about a week ago. Wasn't that long ago. And he checked some of the dirt mounds, just if anybody was kind of curious. And I would suggest, if you want to, if you haven't already, check out his live. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, for the clearance, there could definitely be a car that could have came, back here without really having to have a lot of clearance, right? Maybe they knew, like, the cameras at that school, maybe they knew some blind spots, or maybe they could have done something with them. Who knows? Again, this is just kind of looking at alternative theory of how they got into the church.
Please go over it.
And yeah, here is the pond, and there's the columbrium.
he is brought home, because he will be brought home.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Katie. We are not going to, you know, go along with these other narratives. We believe in the facts, and the things that have happened in this case are truly mind-blowing.
But yeah, here in about 10 minutes, we're going to have a members live. We'll just have kind of a maybe a half hour, 45-minute members live. But I'll kind of give a little more insight on what I found. Again, I still have to wait to release everything that I found over the weekend, because some of it is pretty, in my opinion, pretty big.
Feel free to reach out anytime. We're here to help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Guys, please remember to hit the like.
But as always, I will give you guys everything that show you guys everything that we've discovered when the time is right. How did I screw up his audio?
Here. And
here it
give
is.
More description.
Okay, so I'm going to let this play for a second.
Myself and everybody watching.
So here's some of the piles here too, which is interesting. But keep in mind, this is a year later, right? So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this. I'm going to go full screen real quick. I just need to set up the members live. I had it all set up, and I think that's what screwed up my original, this live, why I didn't start properly. So I'm going to set that up. So I'm going to go full screen, and I'll be right back. And also I need to use the restroom real quick.
So like, this is definitely excess dirt from, a grave. Piping and a lot of steel, like from a fence, but there's nothing in there. Checked it from the bottom. This tree looks like a good tree. You could climb and make a good tree house in here, but this is just in the back of the cemetery. We're in the back now, near the Ward Lane, where the back gate is. Also, a battery died earlier, and I was talking about those mounds. So when you see the mounds like that's excess dirt, and as long as there's no grass in, growing, then that means they're fresh. But if it has grass growing out of it, then they've probably been there for, several months or, even longer. So that's how you determine. So if you're looking at those mounds and if it's fresh and it's just been a month or two ago, you're good. But if it's been 649 days, then you're looking for grass growing. Okay, future knowledge for everyone. Let me get out of this. Briars right here, no doubt. I think I'm better going out. So I came in this way. I'm going out this way because, oh, the briar has me. See that? Huh. Wow. Just got stuck by the briars. Woo. Oh yeah. So Ward Lane Cemetery. More to come. Silver's on the scene. Hope everyone's doing great. I am currently standing in Hendersonville, Tennessee. This is Saturday, December 6, 2025. You're currently looking at Sebastian's high school field. So looking for Sebastian Rogers, say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Been missing 649 days today. Tomorrow is his 17th birthday. Say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Where is Sebastian? So where am I? Hendersonville, Tennessee. Let me give you the coordinates. So I'm standing north side. So this would be looking west. That's the new neighborhood. The next neighborhood over would be Sebastian's neighborhood. The cemetery here, and as you come across through this way, you're headed east to where you have his high school, and then you'll have the storage building and washrooms that way. So the football field, probably right in the middle of the football field to me, would be a half a mile from his home. Okay, this is Beach Cemetery. You have the pond there. So then if you turn and face north, my car, but then go back this road and you'll come to Ward Lane, which, by the way, today, Ward Lane, the gate, that you probably saw on the mob crew, that last night was closed, locked, has a code. It's a lock with a code. You have to have a code to get in. That was open today, but here's the thing. Take a look at this. You have two graves, this one and this one. And today, those were being dug. Okay, those are
Man,
being
that must be
dug
tough
for
during
the,
when it gets a little colder, the ground gets obviously would be much tougher. Probably, I'm sure that's not easy on the groundskeeper. But yeah, amazing video. It's amazing they went out there and dug up some of those dirt mounds, because I know some people were very concerned after seeing the mob boss YouTuber. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. My apologies. That was taken from last year. But yeah, very interesting. Obviously, the road wasn't paved when Sebastian went missing, which is also, something to keep in mind. But there are clues, there. We'll speak on a little bit more in the members live. I just set it up, and let's see, do I have it? Oh, I do. Do I? Is this it? Yes, this is it. There's one last thing before we go, and then we'll do the
If you're
members
willing,
live.
share this flyer. And
but this is on the 26th, and this is the school that we're looking at. And just watch this car. 1 second. Let me go back. I apologize. It goes fast. Right. Here's the second. Sorry, guys. I didn't see check, so I was washing my hands. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so notice this, that Columbrium is still lit up. This is on the night he went missing, right? Lights up again for the second night. Now, these lights are remember, these lights here are where that stadium would be. There we go. There we go. Just one last thing here. 1 second. I'll get to super chats and stuff. Just 1 second. Bear with me. I think this is important. But those lights, those lights that you're seeing this light and these two lights, because notice the height difference on them. So this one here, and then this one that's a little bit lower. Notice they're, if these trees weren't here. I mean, I guess if I spun it this way, you'll notice this one's much taller, this one's lower, but we're looking at it from this way, right? So this one's taller, this one's lower. And if we look at the footage, that is this. These two lights here are those. So that's this stadium light right there. And that one is this one, the little bit lower one, right? So that tells us if we see activity between that means the car that we're seeing is on this road right here. Right here. Now watch. 347. Okay. Kind of interesting. Goes fast. Columbrium is still lit up. And then at 349, the Columbrium dissipates at about 348-ish. So you're going to see here it's going to go dark, the columbrium. Okay, 3:49. So now it's dark now, right? So let's just say, in theory, whatever is going on, they leave, and let's just say, theory, they leave, and maybe they can't get out Ward Lane, right? So they can't get out this way. So they go out and cut through the school, maybe cut through here, and get on this road here, because look how fast this car goes. That's normal speed. That's not slowed down. That's not sped up. That is normal speed at 3:49. One more time. Sorry, I'm trying to keep an eye on the clock here. I'm not looking at chat at the second here. But just watch. 2 minutes after this columbrium is now dissipated. This car clearly going, left to right, which means it's going south. And, and then 2 minutes after that, in the same spot. So remember, that's our stadium lights, right? The high one and the low one. And, that's another one. That's the same one. That's 3:49. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the same one. I think I zoomed in further. Then at 3:51, here we are. 3:51. So another 2 minutes later. And another set of headlights go through. Right there. Going left to right at the school. So, and then of course at 3:53, I know I've kind of gone over this, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. Because I've been really trying to pinpoint all these background lights to kind of understand, and then the only time we ever see a car physically in the church that we can account for that's entering or exiting at 3:53 on the night he disappeared. And yeah, so there is that. Anyway, I need to get some sound effects going. All right, guys. So yeah, it is. It's very strange. It's odd. See, car come from the top left corner first. Yeah, there on the 26th, the night he went missing. Yeah, there's about 3:47, 3:49, 3:51, 3:53, which all exactly 2 minutes apart, which that in itself is just weird. Yeah, a lot of activity. A lot of activity. So anyway, Members Live, I will start it here literally in 2 minutes. The second I'll do. Oh, I got a new pet outro, or updated, I should say. So we do have new pets. Jen, thank you so much for giving a Mob Crew membership. God bless you. Happy holidays, and thank you so much for the support. Cat Mama, I love the name. Thank you so much for the continued membership. Lindsay, thank you so much for the membership and the support. Dreaming Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches. Ooh, I love that YouTube handle. I like that. Thank you so much for the membership and support. Sassy, thank you so much again for all the stuff you do and hard work. Lindsay, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Little Miss Sharon, thank you so much for the membership gifted. If you do get gifted, if you could thank that person, that's be awesome. And Kiki, thank you so much for the many donations and the membership. That is so sweet. So, members, we'll see you here in about 5 minutes or less. I'm going to play a pet outro now. There is updated pets. If you don't see your pet in the pet outro and you are a paid member, then let me know in the members live so we can get that handled. So with that, make sure I can find the video. There it is. I'm going to play this video and then we'll see you members here in just a couple of minutes. But to the rest of you, good night. Thank you so much for the love and support. And just pray, we get answers soon. And again, I just want to reiterate that the church knows, the pastor knows, certain law enforcement agencies know, and it's just we're waiting on some certain things. And of course, I can't say when certain events will happen. It will just be things will just all of a sudden happen, and then we'll have a live show, and whatever we can discuss, we'll talk about. But yeah, but of course, the second I am able to, you guys know, you guys will be the first to know. All right, much love to you guys. Here's a pet outro. We will see you guys Wednesday. Much love to you guys.
That I should be. I'll get you, now you beg me please. Hey, now I stay away, you were never meant to save me. Now I stay away, I wanna hear you say you're sorry. You in my sight, I keep all the words you said to me. I get you on your knees. Rewrite all the things you said that I should be.